Konsu closed his eyes and inhaled deeply, like he was enjoying some fresh mountain air. Bess's form flickered. He dissolved into a montage of lightning-fast images. A troop of dwarves dancing at a temple in the firelight. A crowd of Egyptians partying at a festival, carrying Bess and Bast on their shoulders. Bess and Tawaret in togas at some Russian villa, eating grapes and laughing together on a sofa. Bess, dressed like George Washington in a powdered wig and a silk suit, doing cartwheels in front of some British redcoats. Bess in olive fatigues of a U.S. Marine, scaring away a demon in a World War II Nazi uniform. As the silhouette melted, more recent images flickered past. Bess in a chauffeur's uniform, which a placard that read, Kane. Bess pulling us out of our sinking limo in the Mediterranean. Bess casting spells on me in Alexandria when I was poisoned, trying desperately to heal me. Bess and me in the back of the Bedouin's pickup truck, sharing goat meat and Vaseline-flavored water as we traveled along the bank of the Nile. His last memory? 2 kids, Sadie and me, looking at him with love and concern. Then the image faded, and Bess was gone. Even his Hawaiian shirt had disappeared. "You took all of him!" I yelled. "His body, everything! That wasn't the deal!" Konsu opened his eyes and sighed deeply. "That was lovely." He smiled at us as if nothing had happened. "I believe it's your turn?" His silver eyes were cold and luminous, and I had a feeling that for the rest of my life I would hate the moon. Maybe it was rage, or Bess's strategy, or maybe we just got lucky. But the rest of the game, Sadie and I destroyed Konsu easily. We bumped his pieces at every opportunity. Within 5 minutes, our last piece was off the board. Konsu spread his hands. "Well done! 3 hours are yours. If you hurry, you can make the gates of the 8th house." "I hate you," Sadie said. It was the first that she'd spoken since Bess had disappeared. "You're cold, calculating, horrible." "And I'm just what you needed." Konsu took off the platinum Rolex and wound back time. 1, 2, 3 hours. All around us, the statues of the gods flickered and jumped like the world was being slammed into reverse. "Now," Konsu said, "would you like to spend your hard-earned time complaining? Or do you want to save this poor old fool of a king?" "Zebras, zebras," Ra muttered hopefully. "Where are our parents?" I asked. "At least let us say goodbye." Konsu shook his head. "Time is precious, Carter Kane. You should have learned that lesson. It's best I send you on your way. But if you ever want to gamble with me again, for seconds, hours, even days, just let me know. Your credit is good." I couldn't stand it. I lunged at Konsu, but the moon god vanished. The whole pavilion faded, and Sadie and I were standing on the deck of the sunboat again, sailing down the dark river. The glowing crew lights buzzed around us, manning the oars and trimming the sail. Ra sat on his fiery throne, playing with his crook and flail like they were puppets having an imaginary conversation. In front of us, a pair of enormous stone gates loomed out of the darkness. 8 massive snakes were carved into the rock, 4 on each side. The gates were slowly closing, but the sunboat dipped through just in time as we passed into the 8th house. I have to say, the House of Challenges didn't seem very challenging. We fought monsters, yes. Serpents loomed out of the river. Demons arose. Ships full of ghosts tried to board the sunboat, but we destroyed them all. I was so angry and devastated at losing Bess that I imagined every threat was the moon god Konsu. Our enemies didn't stand a chance. Sadie cast spells I'd never seen her use. She summoned sheets of ice that probably matched her emotions, leaving several demon icebergs in our wake. She turned an entire ship full of pirate ghosts into Konsu bobbleheads that evaporated them in a minute miniature nuclear explosion